How to determine what makes a good backlink. As you can imagine, not all backlinks are created equal. Just because a website looks clean and shiny on the surface, it doesn't necessarily mean that having a link from that site is going to have a benefit to your website. There's a 5-step checklist that we use at the agency to determine if a backlink is good or not. If a website doesn't meet all 5 points on our criteria, then we most likely won't go ahead with it. The reason being is because SEO these days is all about quality and not quantity. You really can't afford to make sacrifices when it comes to the quality of your SEO campaign. So without further ado, these are the 5 things you should check when determining if a backlink is good or not. Number 1. Check the website's domain authority. Good websites will have a domain authority of at least 25, and we can easily check the website's domain authority by using the Mozbar which I showcased earlier on in the course. You can be more stricter if you want, for example domain authority 30 and above, however it's completely your choice. Just be sure to stay above the low 20s to ensure you filter out the low quality websites. Number 2. Check how many keywords the website appears for. Good websites rank for lots of keywords. If Google allows a site to rank for a keyword, then it's a good sign that Google likes this specific website. So getting a backlink from this site is something we definitely want to do. I like to look for websites that appear for at least 100 different keywords. Number 3. Check the website has a decent amount of organic traffic. So this is pretty much the same logic as number 2 above. It all goes back to seeing if the site is good in the eyes of Google. So good websites will rank for some keywords and as a result will have some organic traffic. There isn't any perfect number you want to look out for, as this number is going to vary and is going to be dependent on how many keywords a website appears for. However, to give you some context, I like to look for websites that have at least 200 monthly organic visitors. Getting a link from a website that has no organic traffic is not a good idea, as having no traffic can potentially be a sign that the site got penalized from Google in the past. Number 4. Check the website has a good number of referring domains. As we all know, backlinks are super important and have a massive influence on rankings in Google. If you're getting a backlink from a website that also has its own backlinks, then that's a really good thing, as all of that link juice and all of that power it has from its own links will make its way over to your site as well, giving your website a bigger boost in Google. Like I said in the previous video, sometimes websites can link to the same website multiple times, so we don't want to focus on the backlink number for this. We want to focus on the number of referring domains, which is essentially how many unique websites link to this website. This is a much more reliable approach to take, as it cuts out any bloated figures with the same websites linking multiple times. Securing a backlink from a website that has lots of referring domains is going to give your website a bigger boost in Google. I like to go for websites that have at least 50 referring domains, so websites that have at least 50 unique websites linking back to them. Lastly, number 5. Check that the page isn't linking out to tons of other different websites. Now, to be fair, this one isn't required, however I like to do it just to ensure I'm future-proofing my website. Websites that link to multiple websites in the same article mean that they're going to provide a smaller SEO boost to your website, as that link is going to be diluted and split across all the site's reference. So ideally, you want to get links from articles that only mention your website and potentially one more just to keep things natural. As always, instead of just giving you the theory, it's time to show you how this works with a real world example. So what I've done is I've gone over to SEMrush, I've searched for yogamatters.com, and I've gone over to the backlinks just to look at all the backlinks they have so I can find one and use it as an example in this video. And that is exactly what I've done. So this is a backlink I found in SEMrush, which is pointing to yogamatters.com. So let's go ahead and follow our 5-point criteria. So the first thing was to check the domain authority. So let's go ahead and check the domain authority now using the Mozbar which I showed you earlier on in the course. So as you can see, the domain authority is 90, which is really high. This is way above what I recommend of 25. So this is really good and is a great sign which we want to see from a backlink that we have. The next thing which you want to check is the amount of keywords and the amount of organic traffic this site has. So to do that, I'm going to take the website domain name, which is going to be ellie.com. It's very important we take just a domain name and not the whole URL. So let's take that domain name, Control C, go over to SEMrush and then Control V, simply paste for that. And once the information has loaded, if we scroll down to the organic keywords, we can see that this website appears for over 2 million different keywords, which is tons and tons of keywords. So it's passed our keyword check, which if you remember was at least 200 keywords. If we scroll up to the top, we can see the organic traffic. This site has over 10 million organic visitors every single month, almost 11 million visitors, which is actually crazy. So again, nothing to worry about at all from this site. It has passed point 3 on our criteria. Point 4 was the amount of referring domains. We can see the referring domains by looking under backlinks right here. Referring domains, 80,300. Again, tons and tons of referring domains. So this is a really good sign and is an indication that this is a really good backlink. And our fifth and final thing we need to check on our 5-point criteria is to check how many other pages this article links out to. So if we go back and look at the article, you can see it has yoga right here, which is an internal link. We know that because we can see the URL at the left-hand bottom side of the screen. And if we do click this, it will just open another page on ellie.com. As you can see, it's done so like that, which is perfectly fine. Then we had the link to the site, Yoga Matters, which is perfect. We have a link down here to a teacher called Fern Ross, which again is another link on ellie.com. Again, ellie.com UK, which is absolutely fine. So we have an internal link, a link to our site, an internal link. We have 2 more links right here, which by the looks of it are both going to be internal links. Let's just open them just to be sure these are internal links. So again, another internal link to ellie.com, and we have another internal link to ellie.com. So again, nothing to worry about whatsoever. It's only linked to external websites that we want to pay attention to. So essentially, that is my 5-step process on how you evaluate if a backlink is good or not. That brings us to the end of this one, and I'll see you in the next video.